Well, here we are once again, and today I'm going to show you, I'm going to start checking out the bore on this 1896 11 Schmidt-Rubin. But first, before I do that, I never really knew how rare this rifle was until I started checking the serial numbers out. And it turns out it was one of 9,000 made in 1896. And what happened with these rifles were they went into military service then, and they were recalled back in 1911, and then they were re-serviced, or basically redone. In this case, this one got, well, it's able to use smokeless powder now. Before, the old cartridges were actually black powder cartridges for this one. And apparently what had happened was they also had redone the stock, and they actually added a pistol grip to it. It's really noticeable on the stock when you take a look at it. So I'll show you some of those parts of it. But then in researching that, we also found out, my brother and I, we found out that this rifle also, after it had been refit and at the arsenal, it was reserviced, and then that was like about 1911. And it was still put back in the military service. But later on, if you check, there's a P designation on it with a 51. Well, that means it was privatized in 1951, which means it was taken out of military service and was sold to a personal person, any place, you know, a normal person there. So it actually was put in personal hands of just a normal citizen. So that's the other thing. So 51, that was when I was 1 year old. So that was another thing with this rifle. It's kind of funny. Anyhow, so let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and run my bore sighter inside there and take a look down the bore, and I'm going to show you guys what I see, and you'll actually see what this bore looks like inside. Now, let's see if I can get this set up so that you can see what I see. And right now, that is what you see inside the bore. The rifling actually is really surprisingly in good shape. I'm running it down the bore right now. I'm hoping that'll show up pretty well. Yep. Okay, I'll hold it right there, and I'm going to run it down the bore. So you should be able to see what I see as you go down the bore. That rifling is exactly the same all the way down. There are no pits. The grooves are really tight. So basically this is not a shot out barrel, and everything looks perfect on it. I was really surprised. Here you got a rifle that's 121 years old, and it's still actually in firing condition. That's what I thought was really amazing. And let's try and run it all the way back up the other end, show you what it looks like. As you can see that on the camera. So there you are. It's come back to the end again. But yeah, I'm really surprised. That bore actually is, it really just surprised the heck out of me when I looked inside. Look at this. Oh, yeah. You can see yourself. Okay, see my camera? Oh yeah, there you go. So now I turn that off. But anyhow, so yeah, that was just kind of one of the things. And then the other one, of course, is like I said, if you look at the stock, that pistol grip was added when it was brought back to the arsenal. And I really like the tiger striped maple stock. And I don't know if that was redone or not, but it doesn't look like it, because that's still the original one from 1896. It was just refitted, like I said. And I did go ahead and check the clip out. Let's see. No, I can't do it. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Come on, you. There we go. I want to do that one hand, but I haven't done. I have 7 rounds in there right now. It's actually, they say it'll do 7 shots. Well, that means 7 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So, but the clip itself, it works pretty well. It's still got a lot of spring in it. It's so another one that's really serviceable. But overall, and then what really surprised me was about this bolt also. If you look at the bolt, okay, that is the most intricate bolt I think I have ever seen on any rifle. Look at this thing. I mean, and actually it's in perfect shape. There's no rust or nothing on this. No pitting or anything on it. And the ring. Okay, now if you look at the ring in the back, do you see the slot? Well, when you go ahead and cock this rifle, after it's cocked and ready to fire, you turn the bolt, turn that ring over to one side, and you see where the other slot is? That will be actually your safety. So when it's turned over, there is no possible way this thing can be fired. It locks out the safety pin. So, I'm not going to show anything else today, but like I said, I'm probably going to do this in a couple of parts because I have to take apart the entire rifle. But I just wanted to show you what the bore was and give you a little bit of history of this rifle today anyhow. So that's about it for today. I'll bring you back in another part and we'll show you the takedown of the rifle, the Schmidt-Rubin. Okay? Thanks.